Moment of You is a strange episode to me. It's not particularly one that I have fond memories of, but it's still a pretty important episode when it comes to establishing the universe of My Life as a Teenage Robot. This episode is set during winter, while the other episodes in this part of the show are clearly set during spring or autumn. This is common in shows which don't focus heavily on continuity, so I quickly realized that My Life as a Teenage Robot would be formatted like other Nicktoons at the time. Brad and Tuck are having a snowball fight with Jenny. This idea isn't exactly unique to My Life as a Teenage Robot, so I found myself thinking back to the SpongeBob episode Snowball Effect. I say this with a heavy heart, as a huge My Life as a Teenage Robot fan, but SpongeBob did it better. I'm sorry, there's just something that feels so unnatural and forced about what happens in the beginning of this episode. And I don't think it's as fun as the SpongeBob episode. Before you justifiably dislike bomb this video, I'd just like to say that I only feel that way about the first act. As soon as the antagonist of the episode is revealed, I started enjoying the episode a lot more. This robot is part of the Cluster, a prominent force that Jenny is going to have to face off against throughout the series. It also gives us an early look at Cluster Prime, the setting of my favorite episode. I love how they establish all the things that make Cluster Prime a paradise, show human slavery, and play it off with a Styx reference.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato.
I think that the enslaved humans plotline was forgotten, or simply neglected by the time they made Escape from Cluster Prime, because the slaves were never liberated on screen. I like to think that Jenny just let it be for her good friend Vega. Obviously, Jenny is programmed not to like the entire enslavement of the human race thing, so she has her first known fight with a Cluster robot. I'm a sucker for some robot versus robot action, so the first part of her fight with this robot was my favorite action set piece in the show up to that point. Brad and Tuck are also forced into the action, getting consumed by the robot. In my opinion, this raises the stakes. Unfortunately, the show has a limited amount of time to resolve the conflict, so they ended up giving the robot an off switch on his back, immediately bringing the fight to an anticlimactic finish. Throughout the episode, there was a power struggle of sorts between Brad and Tuck. Since Brad is the oldest, he's usually the one in charge. But the episode decided to make a gag about Tuck taking charge. It didn't necessarily make me laugh or anything, it was just kind of annoying in my opinion. So yeah, this episode isn't really one of my favorites. While I liked some of the action and the implications it has on the show going forward, it just doesn't strike me as memorable. I know, I'm writing a video for the My Life as a Teenage Robot fanbase. I'm clearly a fan of the show. Unfortunately, the show isn't always consistent in its quality. It's definitely not on the same level as Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I still enjoy it thoroughly. It's totally cool if you love this episode. We'll just have to agree to disagree. I'd love to hear your perspective about this episode in the comments below. For some reason, I think I'll be a lot more positive on the next episode we'll be covering. Anyways, I've been your narrator, Andre. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a rating. If you want to reach us, leave a comment. Or check out our other platforms. Links are in the description.